And we are live. Welcome to a late night live stream with me, Tony from Poop Scoops for Noobs. We are here celebrating 4K subscribers on this YouTube channel. It's amazing. 4K subscribers. I started my YouTube journey in July of 2021. I started poop scooping in December of 2020, and it's been wild to see how my business has grown, to see the friends that I've made along the way, online, in person. Poop scooping has changed my life being um, a, a person on the internet just talking about dog poop. Cindy, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here with us. But yeah, this live stream, I wanted to just celebrate the 4K subscribers, do something for the community, also talk about some hard truths of being a pooper scooper. That's why today is the hard lessons every pooper scooper needs to know. But this live stream is all about you guys. You guys have enabled me, empowered me to be a better version of myself, to be an amazing business owner, to be a great content creator, because I make this content because I want to serve the poop scooping community. Yo, Courtney, what up? San Diego Scoop Squad, scoop, scoop. But I'm super happy that I got to the 4K subscribers. It's been a long grind. It's hard being a content creator. It's hard always being on and putting your face out there because the internet is ruthless. People are super mean on the internet, and it sucks being a content creator sometimes, but it also has helped me meet a lot of people. It's helped me learn to be a better communicator. Um, a content creator. I love to tell stories. I know I've fallen off on all the high quality production content that I used to make. I have a video editor now, and he's been helping me create a shit ton of videos, and I hope all of you have been enjoying all the new rehashed videos. I know a lot of them are from past live streams, but there's a lot of stuff planned for the Poop Scoops for Noobs channel, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, this live stream is all for you guys. Ask any questions down in the chat, but I do want to go through 4 or 5 lessons that I've learned in the past almost 5 years being a pooper scooper. It's like I said, I started in December of 2020. It's been it's been a crazy ride. But lesson one is scooping is a slow grind. I know this isn't something that people don't want to hear. People think that they can start a poop scooping business and start making 6 figures over a course of 1 to 2 months. And I'm telling you, the 1 to 2% of the people who actually jump into this line of work will actually reach that size of income. A lot of scoopers that I talk to across the country, everyone, most people that I've talked to, they've all said that it's a super slow grind. And with the influx of competitors jumping into the space, brand new people, people from other businesses wanting an extra source of income, competition is only going to get harder and harder. For context, my first year, so in 2021, because I started in December 2020, my first year I got to 13,000 in revenue as a pooper scooper. Then year two, I got to 55,000. Year three, I got to 85,000, I believe, or 87,000. And then last year, we got to 187,000 in revenue, picking up dog poop. And then this year, we're on track to make more than $250,000 in revenue picking up dog poop. And that's me, my wife, Ashley, and we have one employee that scoops with us. So it's us three, around 206 customers now with five apartment complexes. And it's taken us close to 4 or 5 years to break that $250,000 in revenue. So you just need to remember that when you're a scooper, any kind of business takes a really long time, but especially when you're a pooper scooper, unless you're spending a shit ton of money in marketing, unless you're putting a lot of sweat equity, boots to the ground, knocking on doors, going to events, joining your local BNI or your Chamber of Commerce, putting yourself out there, it's very, very, very rare that you're going to have a large income with your poop scooping business without putting in a lot of work. Scooping is difficult. It really depends on where you live geographically. If you're in an area with a lot of snow, wintry weather, you do see huge upticks in your services, especially during the winter and the springtime. You hear a lot of pooper scoopers talk about the spring rush being the best time for a pooper scooper, and I also understand there are a lot of scoopers in non-snowy climates. Like Courtney from San Diego Scoop Squad, she's in San Diego and she doesn't have a spring rush. But with her business and other businesses that are in warmer climates, they tend to have more of a steady growth over time. So it really depends on your geography. It really depends on how many competitors you have already. Mike Sparrow, how do you schedule your days? Do you go certain directions each day? Mike Sparrow, thank you for joining the live stream. It's great to have you. That's a great question. When we first started scooping, I would take jobs anywhere and everywhere. The farthest I would have gone was like an hour and a half, especially for a one-time appointment, because I just wanted to grow and I just wanted that income. But after some time, I started realizing that I had specific areas in the cities that I service, in the counties that I service, and there would be higher concentration of customers that I would have in city A versus city B. So then I would purposely start targeting my Facebook and Google ads for those areas that I have a high concentration of customers. Because in this industry, in this line of work, the real money is in the route density. The more customers you can have closer together, the more houses you can serve within an hour. You lose a lot of time and money with drive time. If you're going to consider scooping for someone who's 30 minutes away, think about that drive time. That's 30 minutes one way and then 30 minutes back to your house. That's an hour of driving that you just wasted when you could have scooped 2 or 3 or 4 yards within that hourly time frame. So in the beginning, I'll scoop everywhere maximum an hour and a half just to grow my business. But the more you grow and the more customers you end up getting, you'll want to focus on specific high areas that you can grow your route density, because that's where the real money is at. Yes, I'm losing a lot of time to drive time. It happens to everyone and it's super sucky. So I would implore you to figure out neighborhood specials or incentives for your current customers to refer their neighbors. You can do like a neighborly discount. Hey, we're scooping your neighbor's house because we're already here in your area. I'm going to give you a free initial cleaning or $5 off your weekly service because we're already in your area. So I would do that. I would do 5 or 7 around. So every time you scoop someone's yard, put door hangers on the 5 or 7 houses around that house. And with time, you will grow that route density. Poop Scoop Rescue, yo hoo, or you hoo to you too. Welcome to the live stream. Scooping is a slow grind. That was lesson number one. Lesson number two that I want to talk about. And thanks for joining the live. If you're on the live, smash that like button, send this to your friend. I'm going to be doing some giveaways later in this stream, so I want to make sure as many people are here as possible so I can just give away some free shit. I have a lot of stuff that I want to give away. But lesson number two, the realities of being a solo scooper. Now, this is a hard one because with any business that you start, you are, like what Dave Ramsey says, you're the chief operating officer, the CEO, and you do everything. You're marketing, you're fulfilling the actual service, you're doing admin work, you're chasing after customers, you're making sure all of your equipment is tip-top magoo in your vehicle. When you're a solo scooper, there's so many things that you have to pay attention to. And the reality is, I know a lot of people starting a poop scooping business, you're doing this as a side hustle. You're doing this on your free time because you're working a different job, or you hate your boss, or you just need to make extra money because it's really difficult in the economy. And that means you're doing extra work trying to grow your business when you've already spent 40 hours in a week working a job that you don't even like. For me, I work, luckily enough, I was working from home when I started my scooping business. I worked from home for about 8 years, and during COVID, I lost half of my team to layoffs, and I made the decision to never allow a company to dictate my destiny ever again. And that's when I started thinking about what are some side hustles, what's a business that I can start doing while working from home. And like a lot of people, I started watching Erica from Croup and Poop and Scoopin'. I started watching her videos, and she really inspired me to start a scooping business. So I started scooping in December of 2021. And I would work my day job from 7 in the morning until 3 o'clock at night, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then from 3:30 until the sun went down, I would scoop people's yards. And I did that for 2.5, 3 years, juggling my full-time job and scooping in the afternoon and all day on the weekends. And I scooped for 7 days a week for 3+ years straight, and it was miserable. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was super difficult, having to juggle a job that you were not passionate about, and then trying to grow a business. Literally, I'm working from home, and all I can do is think about my scooping business and figuring out ways to advertise or to grow or to just expand my reach as a content creator and as a pooper scooper. So juggling your day job and trying to scoop at the same time, it's super difficult. I know there's a lot of people, we're in October now, and I know a lot of scoopers gave up during the summertime because there is that summertime slump. A lot of customers end up canceling services, or they don't need a scooper as often during the summertime because they're either traveling a lot, or they have their kids home from school, or they're out in the garden, so they don't need a pooper scooper as much. And there's a lot of cancellations during the summertime. I had a lot of cancellations during the summertime, and I saw a lot of scoopers on like the Facebook groups that I'm a part of. A lot of scoopers selling their routes or just giving up, not being able to continue. Like it's super sad to see, but that's the reality. Every single year around this time and up until January, February, March, you're going to see a lot of you'll see a lot of brand new scoopers start up. A lot of moms with kids who just want some extra income during the springtime, and that's perfectly fine. But a lot of them also fizzle out or burn out after spring rush because they just can't grow anymore. So being a solo scooper is difficult. I implore you, lean on your family I made a video many moons ago where I had corrective eye surgery. I had PRK done, photorefractive keratectomy, and it was eye surgery, and it was during Thanksgiving, and I physically couldn't scoop because my eyes just had I just had surgery on my eyes. I had blurred vision, double vision. I got to see halos. It was crazy having my eyes repaired, but I physically couldn't scoop for my customers for like an entire week. And at that point, I needed to lean on someone to help me service my customers. So I asked my girlfriend at the time, now she's my wife, we're about to celebrate our 1 year anniversary this Sunday, but I asked her to help me with scoops during that time. And it was super scary. This is like my first business, and I've never had someone else take care of my customers. And it was a big leap of faith for me to have my wife help me scoop. And she does a better job than me. She has more attention to detail. She's a lot more nicer. I'm super nice to her customers, but she's a lot more nicer, more empathetic. And she's been a great addition to the team. And when we both quit our jobs last year to focus on the business full time, like that's when I saw an explosive growth for my business, because it's both of us putting our energies together to grow our business. And there are stuff that I dread, I hate doing, like admin work or chasing after someone who has an overpaid, overdue invoice. I hate chasing after people. So what did I do? I just delegated that stuff to her. Now, every month when we have failed invoices, I give her the responsibility to send the reminders out and to follow up with customers. I removed the things that I hated doing so I can focus more on the revenue generating activities that I'm really good at, like making ads, creating content, going to networking meetings. These are the things that I excel at, and she can focus on the things that she's really good at with customer service and just basic admin stuff that I don't need to do. And then earlier this year, um, uh, our business continued to grow, and we got to a point during the spring rush season that we physically couldn't service all of our current customers, plus the onslaught of brand new customers who have a yard full of dog poop after the snow melted. So we had to take another leap, and we hired. So we hired two scoopers earlier this year. One of them is still with us, and he is an amazing employee. A lot of customers really love him. We get positive reviews because of the work that he's doing. He's now servicing customers of mine that I don't even know what their yard looks like. I've never been to that yard, and that's a huge, I keep saying it, but it's a huge leap of faith that I now have customers that the only interaction I've had with them was like talking to them or sending a quote out to them to collect their card information. And then my wife and I will do the initial appointment because we want to have that proper, good first impression with our branded truck and everything. We want that good first impression. But then regular services, we assign it to him. And he's been responsible for servicing those yards, and we haven't gotten any complaints. So learn to let go. You're going to get to a point in your business that you can't do everything by yourself, and you're going to need to onboard family members, friends, and brand new people to help you take care of your customers and to grow, because there's only 24 hours in the day. There's only so many things you can do by yourself, and there are some things that you do really well at, and there are some things that you just suck at or that you hate doing. And those are the things that you want to assign to someone else. Sorry, I was just messaging someone. I might have like a surprise guest on the live stream. We got 7 people watching this live. This is awesome. Smash the like button, share this with people. Stay on because I am going to be doing a several live giveaways for celebrating 4K subscribers, and this is a live stream. You can ask any question you want. I'll answer it down below. You're awesome. I appreciate all of you for joining. Lewis, man, you don't know how much I appreciate these lives. Lewis, I appreciate you being on the live stream with me. Ask me whatever questions you want, because the more I get from people, the more fun these live streams can be. Like, I can ramble forever, but I also love engaging with the audience, trying to provide value. The only thing, I always quote Socrates, one of my favorite quotes. The only thing I know is I know nothing. So I'm glad that you're here with us on the live stream. Lesson number 3 that I wanted to share with you across the last 4 years that I've been a Pooper Scooper. Lesson number 3, embrace being the poop guy or gal. Now, it's funny to say, but when you start telling people that you pick up dog poop, you're going to get 2 reactions. One, you're going to get people who are completely fascinated with your line of work, and you're going to be the life of the party because people will just find it super hilarious that you pick up dog poop. And there's a lot of really cute or funny gimmicky advertising that you can do in this line of work. So you can either be the hero of a party, or people are just going to judge you. They're going to think that for whatever reason that you're covered in dog shit, which is completely weird. Like, we just happened to pick up dog poop. It's not like we're rolling around in it, but yeah, you're going to have people who are super weirded out about you being a pooper scooper, and like, that's okay. The way I see it is, if someone, I quote Dan Kennedy all the time, and I love Dan Kennedy, but he has this really funny quote. He's like, this is a litmus test that you should do when it comes to like just people in your life in general. If you think about someone back to back overnight, like 2 nights in a row, you're thinking about someone, and you're either not related to that person or you're not sleeping with them, that person needs to get out of your life. You need to remove them from your life. If someone isn't paying your bills, if it's just a random person who wants to judge you because of your line of work, who cares about their opinion? Alex Hormozy said this recently, is if you do something, you're going to get judged for it, and if you don't do something, you're going to get judged for it. So it doesn't matter what people think about you. You're the poop guy, you're the poop gal. I get people who message me by accident, like trying to text their wife or their kids, and they say, hey, the poop guy is here. Yeah, I am the poop guy. There's a reason why I bought, oh, it's over here. 1 second. There's a reason why I bought this poop hat, because it's super cute, but I have this in a lot of my advertising. In the hero picture on my website, so the very first image that people see is a picture of my wife and I. We're standing right next to our truck, and I have the poop hat on. You have to embrace being the poop guy because it's super memorable, or gal. It's super memorable. People are going to, it's a talking point that you scoop dog poop, because it's so ingenious of an idea. Not a lot of people are doing it. The more you can brand yourself as a poop guy or gal, the more you can be a mini celebrity in your city. And that's how you grow your word of mouth and your referrals, because people, I always talk about another Dan Kennedy-ism, people don't want to talk to the guru on the bottom of the mountain. People line up to talk to the guru on the top of the mountain. So the more you can position yourself as the poop expert in your area, the more that's going to help you grow your business, grow your authority, help people, essentially convince someone that you are the right person for the job. Lewis Lux, I was listening to your Spotify and you stated for initials you use a flat rate, but after the mud poop you change it to bags. I wanted to know, what do you think of me capping the initial to 2.5 hours? And if they signed up for monthly, I would continue to stop by weekly and add them to my rep. But if it's a one time, I would have to upcharge after that 2.5 hours. Um, I would say it's hard to determine because the way I would do this, if you want to do something like that, is I would find the average time it took me for initial appointments. I don't know if you've done many appointments already, but let's say I have thousands of appointments that I've done already, and let's say my average appointment takes me 45 minutes or an hour. I would cap myself to the average time. It's very rare, other than in wintertime or spring rush time, it's very rare that I've had a scoop take me more than 2 to 2.5 hours. And honestly, if you go to someone's yard and even though you put the rules and they agree to it and you said, yes, we're going to cap this to 2.5 hours, if you don't finish the entire job in those 2.5 hours, you're going to just end up with people who are upset because in their minds you didn't complete the job. You didn't finish everything. So I'd be careful about capping the initial cleanings. Let me see. Flat rate after the mud poop, you change your bags. I want to know if you do think of me capping the initial to 2.5 hours. I wouldn't. I wouldn't cap it. I would just say if you're going to do a flat rate like that, because that's essentially a flat rate, X amount for 2.5 hours. If you're just going to do a flat rate, then you should just take the average of what you normally do, say an hour or an hour and a half. So let's say your hourly man rate, your man hour rate that you want to do is $80 an hour. So you can say initial appointments are $80 and that's for the first hour, and then you can do like $1 a minute after, or you can do 15-minute increments. So the 2.5 hour cap, I don't know about that, but it is a good idea to cap or to put a flat amount for your initial appointment. I like charging by bags because it evens out at the end of the day. I get a lot of people who ask, well, what about if you have like really small poops and it's harder to pick up Tootsie Rolls instead of Nutter Butters, and that's true. I don't have a proper answer for that question, but it also evens out because if I have to scoop a yard with Great Dane poops, those poops are massive, and it only takes like 3 poop piles to fill up an entire bag. I'm being facetious, but it tends to even out at the end. And if the customer tells me that they have smaller dogs, because you will get customers that'll say, oh, I have smaller dogs, does that make the price cheaper? Well, in reality, Mr. Customer, it's actually harder to pick up smaller poops. And then I'll say just that, like, would you rather pick up Tootsie Rolls or Nutter Butters? And they usually laugh, and most of the time they understand that, yeah, you can't if it's someone that values your time, they're going to understand that smaller dogs will take longer and you should charge higher. So in those instances, I would charge more for the first bag, and then every other bag would just be my flat rate. Um, yeah, that would just be my feedback regarding that. Great question. Going back to being the poop guy and gal, it's interesting. I love being, it's weird to say, but I love being the poop guy. I go to a lot of Chamber of Commerce meetings. I spend a lot of money on Facebook and Google ads, and now I have people recognizing me at Home Depot, at the bank, at these chamber meetings, saying like, "Oh, it's Anthony. Oh, it's the poop guy." And like they come up and they start having conversations with me, or they'll like look at me like really weird off to the distance. They'll side eye me because they don't know what to say to me. But you have to be the poop guy. You or the poop gal. You have to embrace your identity that you deal with dog poop, because the more you play with that idea, the more you're okay with yourself, the more conviction you will have when you actually talk to someone on the phone trying to close a sale. If you're shy and embarrassed to say that you pick up dog poop, some people are going to hear that hesitation, and they're going to hear that you're not confident in the service that you provide. So embrace being the poop guy or gal. Lewis mentioned something really interesting. He was listening to my Spotify. If you did not know this, I actually am on Spotify now. I'm going to share my screen really fast, but I'm on all streaming platforms now: Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, iHeartRadio. If you enjoy my content, if you want to listen to exclusive stuff on growing a poop scooping business, on leadership mentality, like literally, like, I can talk about this all day. Um, Subscribe to the Spotify, subscribe online to the podcast. A lot of these videos, or a lot of these podcast episodes, they're actually like older videos. So there's a lot of really great stuff that I've published in the past that we're repurposing. But once we get through this catalog, we're at episode 29, I believe. But once we get through the old catalog of content on my YouTube channel, I'm going to start doing exclusive episodes on the podcast. So you can go to poopscoopsfornoobs.com/podcast, and it'll take you straight to the Spotify. Let me put this in the URL: poopscoopsfornoobs.com/podcast. Go to the podcast, subscribe, because if you want to support your boy, if you like listening to me whispering sweet nothings in your ear every day, poopscoopsfornoobs.com/podcast. Subscribe to your boy, because it really does help out a lot. We got 10 people on the live stream. I appreciate you all. I want to do a giveaway right now, and if you're just joining us, we're celebrating 4K subscribers. I'm talking through some of the hardest lessons every pooper scooper needs to know, but I'm going to do a giveaway right now. So if you haven't joined any of my giveaways before, all you need to do is type in the word 4K in the comments, and that'll automatically put you in an entry for a giveaway. And what's the first thing that we're going to give away today? We're going to give away a free copy of my book, What Every Property Manager Needs to Know About Effective Pet Waste Management. I wrote this book as a lead magnet for property managers. I loved writing a book. I'm going to write more books. I have 2 more book ideas in the pipeline. We have 2 people who've entered for the giveaway. We have 9 people in the live chat. We need more people entering 4K in the chat so we can do this giveaway, because it's either going to be Cindy or Mike who gets a free copy of the book. But I appreciate you all for joining. Lesson number 4. I'm going to talk a little bit about this lesson before we go through the giveaway tool. Dealing with angry clients. This is something that every business owner has to overcome, because you can be the best pooper scooper out there, but it does not mean anything. There's just going to be some crabby people out in the world who just want to cause chaos, and no matter what you do, they're just not going to be happy. Missed piles, especially if you go every week, or you do on a recurring service. If you promise someone that you'll scoop their yard perfectly every single week and you miss a pile, people are going to complain. Depending on your relationship with them, if you do a really well job before that mistake, they'll give you some leeway to you missing a pile. But if you miss multiple piles back to back, and this is especially true once you start hiring people, I know a lot of scoopers, they get really scared hiring people because they think the quality is going to go down. But eventually that's going to happen. That's just the reality of being a pooper scooper, because it's impossible to pick everything up. Um, you have to own up to it. You have to own up to the mistake. You have to let the customer know that you take ownership of the situation, that is unacceptable. You need to be more upset about the situation than they are. Excuse me. And it really depends on like how do you handle that situation at that point. A lot of times people will ask for a refund or a credit, and most of the time, if you have your terms of service set up correctly, you can always just lean on the terms of service. But the reality is most people never read the terms of service, and honestly most scoopers have terms of service and they don't even enforce their own policies. So the way I see it, Alex Hormozy talks about this in his Money Models book. Um, you don't want to hold onto blood money. If someone is asking for their money back, just give them the money back. Even if you're in the right, even if you're going to lose a shit ton of money because you service them for 2 hours on an initial, and for whatever reason they're unhappy. Like I've had to do that with some customers. I've set expectations with people. Sometimes there's some really big expectations that I couldn't meet myself, and we dropped the ball. And they they would threaten to cancel services, or they would just want their money back. And yeah, I can fight with them tooth and nail and try to keep the $40, $50, $100 that they gave me, or you can just give them the money back, because negative word of mouth works just as strongly, if not more, than positive word of mouth. Think about when a new movie comes out or a new restaurant opens up, and a friend, you ask a friend like, hey, what did you think of that movie? What did you think of the restaurant? People jump on telling you how bad something is a lot more than if something is really good. And that's the same thing with your business. If you wonder why your business isn't growing as fast, and if you've had a lot of customers, maybe it could be negative word of mouth is working against you because you've provided such a bad service to so many people that they've exponentially told a lot more people like, hey, don't work with that company because they scammed me, or because they don't do a good job, or they left the gate open, or they promised me this but they didn't do that. So you want to own up to your mistakes. You want to try to appease your customers. Not all customers are your customers, and not all customers are correct. But if it's your business and you're the face of the business, like if a customer is really upset about something, like you have to figure out why they're upset and make that situation right. So we still have 3 entries. We got 6 people in the live chat. If you just joined us, type in 4K in the live chat for an entry to a free copy of my book, What Every Property Manager Needs to Know About Effective Pet Waste Management. I'm gonna do the giveaway pretty soon, so we just need a couple more people before I spin the wheel, for lack of a better term. Now let's just do this. I'm gonna have to do the drum roll. Let me try to do this drum roll. Oh, where's the air horn? Joelle Swisher, you just won a free copy of my book, What Every Property Manager Needs to Know About Effective Pet Waste Management. Send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, send me an email, poopscoopsfornoobs.com. Just show me proof that you are Joelle Swisher, and I'll just collect your details and I'll make sure to send you a free copy of my book. Thanks for participating in that giveaway. Congratulations, yes, congratulations, Joelle. We might do a couple more giveaways later on into the live stream, depending on how many people join us. I got one more lesson that I want to share with everyone. Lesson number 5, your mindset shift. WTG, way to go. I think that's what it means. But your mindset shift. It's really interesting, at least to me, but I remember being a manager at my old job, and I got to interview a lot of people. I got to lead a big team. I got to set objectives, work with my teammates to help them achieve those objectives, help them achieve key milestones that they wanted to achieve in their own personal development, as well as achieving the metrics and the milestones for the company that I worked for. And those things are super helpful when you become a business owner. Awesome, thanks. You're welcome, Joel. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But those things apply when you start your own business, but it's exasperated 10 times more because this is actually your livelihood now. This is your baby, for lack of a better term. When you start a business, you take everything super personally, because if you mess up with your business, it for whatever reason, everyone thinks it's a direct attack on their personality or their character. And the reality is it's super difficult to be a business owner. Like I talked about with one of the previous lessons, lesson number 2, realities of being a solo scooper. Like, you're doing everything by yourself, and you not only have to think about how do you serve your customers, but how do you serve yourself? How are you growing as a leader to take your business to the next level? John C. Maxwell, he wrote this book called, I don't remember how many laws, but it's like let me pull it up. Laws of Leadership. Well, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John C. Maxwell. And one of the laws that he talks about is the law of the lid. Your business will only grow to the extent of your ability to lead that business. So if you stagnate as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, if you don't have the hunger to listen to podcasts every day, to read books, to listen to webinars, to go to in-person events, to join a mastermind, if you don't have that hunger to continue growing yourself as a person, it's very, very difficult for you to grow a business, because you just don't know what you don't know until it happens to you in person. And when you're growing your business, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. I've made so many mistakes, and it's one reason why I've continued to make content online, because I've documented a lot of the mistakes that I've done. I documented when I lost a 3 to 4K a month contract because with an apartment complex, with 2 apartment complexes actually, or 3 at this point, I don't remember. But I set expectations with this property manager, and I straight up did not meet those expectations. And because I failed with that expectation setting, I lost a contract that would have given me 36,000 extra dollars a year, 3K a month times 12, 36,000 a year. I lost that contract, and that was a huge pivotal moment for my scooping business because I realized one of my core mantras is like your word is your bond in business. If you tell someone you're going to do something, you have to do it. It's a blood oath at that point. You as a business owner, you have so much authority and celebrity being the owner. So if you tell someone that you're going to do something, it's it's pretty much expected that it's going to be done. And that's a mindset shift. People rely on your word a lot more. People rely on you to succeed. Like now that we have an employee working for us, I can't I can't let my business fail. I have another family who's depending on me to make this business work. Yeah, my wife and I we're growing our business and we're trying to take care of each other, but now with an employee, I'm trying to take care of them as well. And I can't allow myself to rest on my laurels, to um, frankly take a break. And that's another mindset shift being a business owner, that like no matter what you try to do, I, I haven't experienced this yet, so I can only talk about my own experience, but I don't know what it's like to not think about my business 24/7. I am literally thinking about my business every single moment I'm awake. I'm literally thinking about poop scoops for noobs every single moment I'm awake on what can I do to grow this audience? What can I do to serve this industry? What can I do to just have more entertaining live streams because I want to serve the pooper super industry. So your mindset is going to evolve with time. You're going to learn more about your capabilities of being a leader, about being a human. You're going to see all walks of life interacting with customers who have $1 million net worth, and customers who are on a social security paycheck, and you have to learn how to be a chameleon and communicate with both of those types of people. Being an owner, growing as a leader, it's super rewarding, but it's super difficult because there's so many things that you have to pay attention to. Joel, I've been a veterinary tech in my area for 20 years, wanted to start up and feel like I could use the fact that people already recognize, trust me to grow more quickly. Thoughts? Well, I would say this is an amazing, unique selling proposition for you, because I always a unique selling proposition, like why it goes back to a Dan Kennedyism that I always talk about. Your unique selling proposition, there's one specific question a customer that you need to answer for a customer before anything else. And that question is, why should I, your potential prospect, customer, client, patient, why should I do business with you instead of anyone and everyone else, including doing absolutely nothing? If you can't answer that question, why should I work with you compared to anyone else? If you can't answer that question, then you will be viewed as a commodity, and people will price shop, and people will compare you to a bucket Bob or a Chuck in a truck who are scooping dog poop for less than you. And because you can't provide, if you're not providing something unique about your experience, about your background, about your story, your values, then you're just a commodity. So to answer your question, if you are a vet tech and you have 20 years of experience, that's a trust factor perspective, because you can tell people that you have over 20 plus years of experience working with dogs, that you're a vet tech, so you can provide detailed notes or an analysis of the viscosity of their poop, because you've dealt with dogs your entire life. You know what a healthy poop looks like versus an unhealthy poop, and you can use that in your marketing to help you differentiate from people who are not a vet tech. There are a lot of scoopers with military backgrounds starting a scooping business. You should lean on the fact that you have a military background, that you served this country. Now you want to serve people's yards. Um, Teachers, um, content creators. I mean, that's one reason why I've made content. That's one reason why I've written books, because I can position myself as an industry leader, that I literally talk about dog poop and I help teach other businesses how they can grow their business. So why would you want to work with another business who's already copying my stuff when you can just be working with a person who's created this process or who's created this brand awareness strategy? Like, these are some of my unique selling propositions. Like, I've been on TV now. I've spoken at Jobber Summit. I've won an award in my state. These are things that only I can say, and that's a unique selling proposition, and that makes it more compelling for someone to sign up and work with me. Courtney, I hired a fear-free certified vet tech as one of my part-time scoop technicians because she's a vet tech. Definitely a good selling point. I think it shows you have plenty of experience with animals. 100%. The more experience that you can show to someone that you are someone trustworthy, the more they're willing to sign up with you. Now, I'm not saying you need to work with dogs or you need to have experience working with dogs to start a scooping business, because growing up, I didn't have any dogs. I had one cat when I went to college, and then I had two cats before my wife and I moved in together, and now I have a dog. But I didn't have a dog growing up because my family was super poor and we couldn't afford an animal. So for the people out there who don't have any experience with animals or with dogs, it's not a lost cause. But yes, you need to lean on more of the stuff that you're an expert at so you can position yourself as the authority. No one wants to talk to the guru on the bottom of the mountain. People line up to talk to the guru on the top of the mountain. Have considered even potentially offering parasite screenings at startup add-on. That's an amazing add-on. If you can convert any percentage of your customers, that's going to increase like your average ticket, and that's something that not a lot of scoopers are offering. I wouldn't even know how you can go about doing parasite screening, but if you can actually do that, if you have a connection with like your clinic, 100% do it. As long as you're like following the laws, as long as you're not like doing anything illegal, then like, yeah, think about what are the stuff a dog owner worries about, and offer them that. There's the wishy-wash spray, sanitizing, deodorizing people's yards. You can do gate repairs. There's a lot of gates that are broken hinges or just frankly don't work, so you can offer like gate repair. You can start thinking, if you're a handy person, or we're in like the fall time right now, so there's a lot of customers with fallen leaves. Great insight. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Joel. There are people with like a lot of leaves in the yard. You could offer leaf cleanup temporarily during the season. Not every customer is going to say yes, but think about what are things dog owners, homeowners have issues with, have struggles with, and offer them a solution to fix that problem. We're going to do another live giveaway. We're going to share this screen, share screen, giveaway tool. If you just joined us, we're celebrating 4K subscribers. We're answering some questions. Type in the word poop in the chat for a chance of a giveaway. What are we going to give away this time? Let me see what's available on... just what's available, because I want to give away some free stuff. Oh, someone just approved a quote. That's awesome. I just had someone approve the quote. And how did they approve my quote? Well, great question, Anthony. But they approved the quote because of my CRM of choice, Jobber. I'm super happy with Jobber. It's enabled me to almost get to 250K in revenue this year. I mean, I'm literally live on a stream and I just had a quote approved because they make the whole process super simple. They've been adding a lot of really nifty AI functionality. One of the cool things that they added is business goals. You can actually type to Jobber and write down like what are the goals, what are the things that you want to achieve within the next 1 to 3 years, and it's going to spit out custom business goals for you. So I mentioned to Jobber that I wanted to double my business within the next 1 to 2 years, and it's giving me some milestones on how to achieve that goal. So it's telling me for me to reach my goals, I'm going to need to get 516 new leads within this year. I'm at 469 right now. Win more work. My quote win rate is 72%. Target is 40 to 70%. It's telling me that, let's see what the Jobber AI tells me. Um, Give me more details about my progress towards win more work. Current win rate is 72%, which is slightly above the healthy range of 40 to 70. Your current win rate is strong, indicating effective pricing communication strategies impact. High win rates suggest your quotes are competitive and attractive to clients. Consistently converting quotes to jobs ensure steady revenue or workload. Slightly above the target range may indicate potential underpricing, which could impact profit margins. So it's telling me that even though I have super high prices, that my prices may be still too low because they want to see 40 to 70% uh, um, quotes being closed, and I'm closing 72% of them. Review your pricing strategy and ensure you're not underpricing your services, and use Jobber's quote follow-up feature to maintain a high conversion rate. This quote follow-up feature is one of the best things that Jobber has added. They've added a lot of automations within their marketing suite. The quote follow up is one of the automations that I have. I have an email and text sent out to someone after days 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 when they receive a quote, and I'm sending them different messages to try to compel them to sign up for services. Their marketing suite has been amazing. I've talked about this a bunch of times, but I think at this point I've generated close to $17,000 in extra revenue just because of the emails that I've sent out through Jobber's marketing suite. And they also released a new campaign generator. Jobber AI can help you craft the perfect email for your audience. Tell us about the campaign you'd like to send. Include the goal of the email, your target client, and any special requests. We'll draft an email based on your input for you to review before sending. So if you struggle with creating emails for your customers and you want to start doing more email marketing, you can use their campaign generator, type out exactly what you want, and it's going to spit out an email for you. And then you can double check all the work, you can double check who's being sent out to. But Jobber's making it easier and easier for you to make money with their system. Jobber is one of the best tools I've invested in. I highly implore you to check out Jobber. So if you want to try out Jobber, if you want to grow your Pooper Scooper business, how I'm doing it to 250K in revenue, go to poopscoopsfornoobs.com/jobber. You'll get yourself my exclusive ambassador discount of 20% off for the first 6 months, and I'll also send you my Jobber cheat sheet for Pooper Scoopers. It has all of my configurations, all the settings, everything that I've used with Jobber to help you get set up as fast as possible. So let's go back to the giveaway. Type in the word poop in the chat, and I'm gonna give away something super nice. You know what? Because you guys are joining me for a super late live stream, I'm going to give away a 2-hour business breakthrough call. So, I can talk about poop forever. I talk about dog poop all the time. I talk about business. I love business. I literally consume business all the time. If you want a chance for a 2-hour session with me, we can talk about whatever you want, your business goals, the struggles that you're running through, the things that you need help with to overcome your obstacles. Type in the word poop in the chat. I think it's case sensitive, so you do just have to type in the word poop. We have 6 entries in the chat, but type in the word poop for a chance at a 2-hour business breakthrough call with me, Tony from Poop Scoops for Noobs. We have 6 in the chat. Thank you for everyone who's been on the live stream with me today. I super appreciate it. 9 people in the chat. Like this video, share with your friends. I'm trying to give more stuff away. I love you all. Celebrating 4K subscribers. This is a life I would never have imagined having, but because I talk about dog poop on the internet, I'm able to serve this community, and it makes me super, super happy and grateful that I can take care of people. It makes me super happy that I have a business that helps me provide for my family, helps me provide for my employees' family. I have a business that I can inspire other people to start their own business. So this entire journey has been super humbling for me. It's been amazing. Where do we find the jobber settings that you mentioned? I missed where you said. So I think it would depend. It depends on what settings you're talking about. But if you're talking about the marketing suite, I know that's an additional add-on with Jobber. So you would have to pay for their marketing suites to get access to their marketing campaigns. But then the AI stuff that I was talking about, at least with one of the AI stuff, I went to Insights on the left-hand side, and I don't know if it's rolled out to everyone. I'm pretty sure it's been rolled out to everyone, but it's under the Insights where I found all this stuff. And then I can click Edit Goals. Set up for success. Let's start with a few quick questions to understand your business and your goals. Your answer will help us tailor your coaching so you get insights and recommendations that actually fit. This will take 3 minutes. And then you just go through a bunch of questions on like, what are your goals? And then after you answer those questions, then it's going to spit out your goals and the things that you need to achieve to achieve your goals. Opening day for Watch Your Step SC is 10/25/25. Oh, so 9 days from now. Should I immediately subscribe or allocate those dollars elsewhere to start? Should I immediately subscribe or allocate those dollars elsewhere to start? If you're referring to Jobber, I would 100% subscribe to Jobber ASAP, even if it's at a lower tier. I would use the middle tier, I think it's the Connect plan, because that allows you to save cards on file and to automate some of your reminders. But my first year to PSM, I'm not part of PSM, so I have nothing to say about that. I am a part of Poop Scoop Academy, so if you want help with a lot of stuff as a pooper scooper, if you want an amazing community, go to poopscoopsfornoobs.com/PSA for Poop Scoop Academy. I'm not a part of PSM, so I don't really have anything to say about PSM, but Poop Scoop Academy is awesome. There's a lot of really great training modules there. I do a weekly webinar call in Poop Scoop Academy, and it's awesome. Great content, great community. There's a lot of great people talking about just business in general, being a pooper scooper. So poopscoopsfornoobs.com on poopscoopsfornoobs.com/PSA if you want to join the academy. Poop Scoop Academy, yes. And it's only $49.99, I believe. It's a little bit cheaper. Got 7 entries. Let's do this giveaway. Cindy. Let's go. Cindy, congrats. You got yourself a 2 hour breakthrough call, which is kind of unfair because Cindy is in Poop Scoop Academy, and she's always joining me on our weekly call it open office hours. But she joins me every week, and I talk to her about business all the time. But now you get 2 hours of business breakthrough, so I'd be happy to help you uh, and answer any questions that you may have. Happy dog obedience training. I've been training dogs for 7 years, but the Scoop clients don't seem to care too much. The Scoop clients don't seem to care too much. Maybe they don't, but maybe they do. And if you use the fact that you have 7 years of dog training in your advertising, I'm pretty sure there will be people who find that compelling. I would think it's compelling that someone has 7 years of experience training dogs, being my pooper scooper versus someone who doesn't have any experience, especially if it's a more aggressive breed or a bigger breed. So you can use your um, your unique selling points to differentiate yourself across compared to anyone else. 49, I think it's 49, not 49.99, but I think it's just 49. Poopscoopsfornoobs.com/PSA. It's a super great community. Wow, awesome. Thank you, Cindy, for participating in the giveaway. Yay, Cindy, Monday nights. Woo, woo. Well, guys, it's been a great live stream. I love you all. I'm gonna hit the hay. Don't forget, let's see, what do I got to share? Don't forget poopscoopsfornoobs.com/podcast. Check your boy out on Spotify. Poopscoopsfornoobs.com/jobber. If you don't have a CRM, if you want to take your business to the next level, if you want to make it look more profesh, poopscoopsfornoobs.com/PSA. It's a great community with a bunch of other poopy scoopers just wanting to grow their business. It's been great. I've had a wonderful time this evening. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Get me on your podcast, bro. Courtney, you could have been on this live stream with me this entire time, but I would love to have you on the podcast. And you need to bring back Let's Talk Shit, or whatever it was. Your podcast was the best podcast out there, just interviewing people. So I want you to bring back your podcast, and I'll put you on my podcast. Oh, and speaking of podcasts, I completely forgot. I did promise on my last live stream with John Noonan. If you haven't seen that video, it's the secrets to growing a six-figure pooper scooper business. I highly, highly, highly recommend that live stream. But I did promise that if I get to 4K subscribers, I'm going to start a live call-in show. So similar to the Dave Ramsey show, where there's going to be a number that you could call in live to the studio and ask me whatever question. I am going to start up a live call-in show. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I'm leaning towards Scooper Support. Let me know down in the comments if you like Scooper Support or not. But I am going to be doing a live call-in show. It might be next week. It might be in 2 weeks. But I'm super, super excited to do the live call-in show. It's going to be very similar to the live stream, but you'll be calling in. I'll be answering your questions live on the air, and people in the audience can also chime in and help. So if you want to watch my live call-in show, if you can't wait to hear more from me, hit the subscribe, like this video. I appreciate you all. Cindy says, I love to hear the show with Courtney. Me too, Courtney. We're going to have to do a live stream or a podcast very soon. But I appreciate you all. I'll see you on the next scoop. And as always, acknowledge the now. Bye.